Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Insidious Swede back again here with another YouTube video, and welcome to my third manga collection video. I wasn't expecting to make this video this soon after my last one, but considering I crossed the 1,000 volume manga threshold not too long ago, I figured it would make sense to do an update on that, and considering today's the new year, January 1st, I figured this would be as good of a day as any to make this video for you guys. So, as you can see in front of you, I have two main bookshelves. I actually have changed my room around since making that room tour video, but as you see, I have two main bookshelves. I also have three other ones scattered around the room, so I'll first show off these two and then go to those three with cuts in between them, of course. But anyways, guys, let's get into my collection. Hopefully you enjoy, and here we go. Alright, so starting off, first three volumes I have here are the omnibuses for Battle Royale, the Ultimate Editions. I really enjoy these first three volumes. I'm probably never going to get the last two because they are going for some outrageous money. But I do need to complete the series. I really want to finish the ending. I've really enjoyed it so far, and definitely check it out, guys, if you're a fan of survival manga. Next series I have here is 20th Century Boys. I have the first 20 volumes. I am waiting to read this until I complete the manga, which I only need 4 more volumes, so I'm going to start that any day now. Next two series I have here are both done by Inio Asano. The first one is What a Wonderful World. Haven't read that one yet, but I read Salon, and that was a fantastic series. I have the first 3 volumes of Terraformers. Ikigami 1-4, read the first volume, I enjoyed it, but I haven't had really any desire to keep reading it, but I know that I will, considering it's only 11 or so volumes long. Ubil Blatt, Volume 0, haven't checked that out yet, I only got it the other day. I have the first 4 volumes of the Black Editions for Death Note. I've read this series 3 times, and I've watched the anime through. Great series. Next shelf, we have the complete series of Pluto. I have read this by Naoki Urasawa, and it's absolutely phenomenal. The beginning was a little slow, but once the world building was done, the story really took off. Absolutely fantastic. The first 7 volumes of Real, this is a work done by Tatehiko Inoue. Definitely one of my favorite mangakas of all time. I have read Slam Dunk by him, but I haven't started this series yet, but I know when I do, I'm sure I'm going to love it. I have the first 4 volumes of Biomega. I've enjoyed it. I think the art is a lot better than the writing, but overall, it's been a good series. I have the first 5 volumes of Vinland Saga. By far, one of the best manga series I've ever read. It's very underappreciated. I think it's one of the best titles you can possibly get. So if you're looking for anything to read, guys, Vinland Saga should be right up there for my recommendations list. Just a fantastic manga through and through. I have the first 4 volumes of After School Charisma, a decent prep school kind of story based around, characters like Napoleon Bonaparte and Adolf Hitler. Very interesting and unique. Next 2 series I have here with both Bokurano Hours and Saturn Apartments are both series I haven't started yet. I do want to read them, but I just either haven't had the time, or in the case of Saturn Apartments, I bought the other day and just haven't started yet. House of 5 Leaves, I've enjoyed it so far. I don't know when I'll be picking any more up, but I do plan on buying some more eventually. Next, I have Monster, the first 2-in-1s, or the first 2 2-in-1s, and I am waiting to read that for later. I don't know if I'm going to wait for the entire series to reprint, or maybe I'll buy some of the single volumes and then read it that way. Regardless, I haven't started it yet. Master Keaton, another Urasawa work I haven't started yet. Resident Evil Volume 1, that was pretty good, nothing special. And same with Gangsta. I liked it, but it's probably going to be a while before I pick up any more, considering there are a lot of other titles I'd rather read than that. Sorry about that cut right there, guys. I accidentally hit the stop button, but getting on with the rest of the stuff. Next we have All You Need Is Kill. This was actually a lot better than I thought it would be, and the art looked stunning, and when I actually went back to check, I wasn't too sure. It's done by Takeshi Obata, as you can see right there. He did a phenomenal job drawing this series. It looks fantastic. The story was great. I really enjoyed that. March Story Volume 1, haven't read it yet. I've had it for a long time. I definitely should get to that one soon. Dorohedoro, I read the first volume and I liked it. I wanted to do a video for it, never got around to it, but this is a series I'm going to pick up more of for sure. Satoshi Kon's Opus, haven't read that one yet. And Sengoku Basara, which I found out that's based around a Capcom video game, which is interesting. Vagabond, volumes 28 to 32. I also have the Vizbigs, but these are the single volumes that I have right here. Wolfsmund, the series finishes releasing in March, I believe, with the 6th volume. So when that comes out, I'm definitely going to pick up that and then read through the series complete. 5 centimeters per second, a 1-volume series. It was absolutely fantastic. I have the first omnibus of Genshiken, which looks fantastic. What's that? Witchcraft Works. As you can see, I just got this like a week or two ago, and I haven't started it yet. Ajin, the first 2 volumes, I am going to do a first impressions video on my thoughts on the first volume, which I read not too long ago, and I really enjoyed that. The Flowers of Evil, the complete series, really quirky, kind of messed up series that I pleasantly enjoyed. Knights of Sidonia, volumes 1 and 2. I am waiting to finish Biomega before I start getting into Knights of Sidonia, considering they're done by the same mangaka, but looks like a really great series. No Longer Human. My god, that was a really creepy and messed up series. It kind of left me really messed up there for a little bit. Just a great story, guys. Check it out. Prophecy Volume 1, haven't had a chance to get into it yet, but it's done by Vertical, and they put out some impressive stuff, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. The first 5 volumes of Watamote, I'm not going to bother pronouncing its English given name, but I like the first volume, like I mentioned when I showed it in my pickup video, but I haven't had a chance to read any more. GTO, one of my few Tokyo Pop series. I have the first 10 volumes, and I have read all 10 volumes. I'm waiting for a decent lot to come up on eBay to pick up the rest of it. I like to keep the continuity of the spines, and some of them have those red band logos that I'm not a big fan of, considering I don't have any of those yet. But I have finished reading the series all online, and such a great manga, guys. Check it out. I know it's hard to get, but it's well worth your time and money. The first 3 omnibuses of Lone Wolf and Cub. I need to buy some more of those. I kind of want to wait to read this until I have the entire series, but I might start it soon. We'll have to see what happens. Old Boy, another series I'm waiting to complete before I start reading it. Tagami Bachi. I've heard this is a great title, especially after the first couple volumes, so very intrigued to see what that's all about. UQ Holder. Haven't started it yet for multiple reasons. First 2 volumes of Case Closed. Looks interesting. Manga Dogs. Didn't enjoy it, sorry, for those of you that did. Kimi ni Todoke, the first 4 volumes. Oparts Hunter. Another series done by one of the Kishimoto brothers. It looks interesting. Haven't read it yet. I think it's not too long. I think it only ends at like volume 19 or so, but I've heard it's actually pretty good. Ultimo, a series I've read and I've enjoyed, but I think it releases a volume annually. That's a little slow. I'm not going to buy any more until it finishes up, and then I'm going to pick up and have to reread the series so I can actually get a full grasp of the story. I have the complete series of Bakuman. I love this series, of course. It's done by probably the best manga duo out there of all time. Just a fantastic series about how manga is done, and all of the work and stress that goes into making series that succeed. And at the very bottom here, we have Dragon Head. We have the complete series. I've really read that not too long ago. I really enjoyed it. Great horror manga. A Certain Scientific Railgun. Haven't started it yet. Same goes for Defrag. Devils and Realist, I kind of picked it up on a whim. I read it, and it's just not my cup of tea. Bloody Monday, first 2 volumes, haven't read it yet. Batum, first 8 volumes, really enjoy it so far. Tiger and Bunny, I'm sure I prefer the anime because the manga wasn't that good. Soul Eater, another Yen Press title. Most of my Yen Press are actually down here. Another title that I haven't started yet, Yotsuba, I read this first volume and I definitely need to pick up more. Zombie Loan, I read it, did not care for it, won't be buying anymore. Higurashi When They Cry, kind of same story. I read it, did not like it that much. Ghost in the Shell, decent series by Kodansha, and then Genkaku Bakasu, done by the same mangaka who actually did No Longer Human. Definitely No Longer Human is better, but Genkaku Bakasu was decent in its own right. But yeah, that's going to do it for the first shelf, guys. I'm going to move on to the other one here, so give me a second. Alright, getting into the second bookshelf. First off, I have Noragami, the first 2 volumes. So far, it's a fantastic manga. I've really enjoyed it. Assassination Classroom, haven't had a chance to get to it yet. Magi, I have the first 9 volumes. I started reading this not too long ago, and I really started to enjoy it, but then I started Toriko, and I kind of put it to the side, but definitely looking forward to reading more of this. I have the complete series of Siren. I want to do a review for this, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully, I can get it out within the next couple months, but a really good manga that I think it's overlooked, but not too long, and it reminds me a lot of Bleach, which is a good thing, in my opinion. So yeah, great series in Siren. I have the first 18 volumes of Toriko. Enough said, fantastic series. Then for both World Trigger and Food Wars, I have the first 3 volumes. I haven't had a chance to read either of these series yet, but I will at some point. Moving down here, we have Nisekoi False Love. Decent comedy love triangle series that I find myself enjoying, not loving, but overall, it's a decent manga. I have Attack on Titan, the first 14 volumes. Another manga that I love. I think the character, the world, the story, everything in the series is absolutely fantastic. I also have the 2 spin-offs, Before the Fall and No Regrets. Both are decent in their own respect, but if you're not a diehard Attack on Titan fan, don't really bother with them. They're not going to add anything to the series except for maybe a little bit of backstory, but other than that, I'd kind of take them or leave them if you want or not. Seraph of the End, the first 3 volumes. First volume was decent, second volume put me to sleep, third volume kind of got back to where maybe it should be. Overall, it's nothing special, very middle-of-the-road manga. 7 Deadly Sins, the first 5 volumes. I know the series gets a lot of love, but for the most part, I don't have much interest in reading it. I will, and I'm going to keep an open mind, but it's probably going to be a while before I actually get to it. Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan, the first 16 volumes. Great series, very underrated in my opinion. And then, of course, we have Sankareya here. A decent zombie comedy series. It has a lot of interesting elements in this that I haven't seen from many other series, so definitely give it a chance. Alright, moving down here, we have Slam Dunk. Another work done by Tatehiko Inoue. 31 volumes to complete the series. Phenomenal manga. The art in here is incredible. The story's fantastic. The ending really works. Just an overall great manga, and for being such a big basketball fan as I am, it really did the sport injustice. Give it a chance. Even if you're not a fan of basketball like myself, I'm sure you'll find yourself really enjoying this manga. So, slam dunk. Next, we have Hunter x Hunter. We have volumes 1 to 23, and then 24 and 20 through 26. Hunter x Hunter is good. It's not my favorite. I like it. The art's inconsistent. I know I need to watch the anime, but my manga-based opinion is it's an okay series. I see why people enjoy it, but for the most part, I just haven't seen what everybody else has, apparently, because I don't like it as much as the rest. Next, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! The first 2 volumes, and then also the first 4 volumes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I have a lot of nostalgia for the Saturday morning cartoon, but I haven't read the manga yet. Claymore. The first 16 volumes. I started reading this, let's see, probably at least a year ago. kind of stopped and never really picked it back up. Not because it wasn't good, just because I had other stuff to read. Definitely need to get back to reading more Claymore. The first 10 volumes of Blue Exorcist, another series I just recently started, and so far it's been very good. Dead Man Wonderland, volumes 1 to 6, waiting for it to complete before I start reading it. Another Yoshihiro Togashi work, Yu Yu Hakusho. We have volumes 1 to 11 out of a 19-volume series. I got to pick up 8 more, and then I'm going to read this. And then when I finish Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm going to go back and give Hunter x Hunter a second chance. But yeah, looking forward to getting into that series. And then at the very bottom here, guys, we have First Eyes, or I believe that's how it's pronounced, but it's a complete series here with 15 volumes. I like this a lot. It actually was one of the first manga series that I kind of binge read. Really good. Definitely check it out, guys, if you're looking for a shonen romance series. Cross Game, the complete series of 8 volumes. Another great sports manga that I really enjoyed. Blood Lad, volumes 1 to 5. A yen press title. I picked up at least the first volume at the very beginning of my collecting, and it's been a fun read ever since. It's not going to blow your minds or anything, but it's been a fun read. And then at the very end of the bookshelf, I have the complete series of The Drifting Classroom, and then the Illegal Drug Omnibus done by Clamp, the only work I have by Clamp. Haven't read Legal Drug. I've read the first 3 volumes of Drifting Classroom, and that's a decent series, but overall it's nothing special. Alright, that's going to do it for both of the first 2 bookshelves, guys. Let's move on to some of the other ones I have laying around my room. Alright, so over here in the corner we have another bookshelf that used to house some of my movies, but now it holds more of my manga. First series we have here is Maximum Ride. This is an English manga that I actually liked. It wasn't great, and I can't be buying any more just because there's not enough time and money to bother, but from what I read I enjoyed. Blade of the Immortal. I've read the first couple of volumes and I actually stopped because I started to really enjoy it but realized it wasn't finished releasing yet, so I'm going to wait till it finishes releasing and then I'm going to go and reread the complete series. I have my original Death Note volumes that are over here in the corner, kind of been substituted out for my black editions. Next we have Uzumaki, a horror title that I did not like that much. We have Ice Shield 21, volumes 1 to, I believe, 26. Missing 27, have 28, 29, and 30 down there. Ice Shield 21 is a good sports manga. I love sports. I love football. Kind of lost interest, but I am definitely going to finish it. I believe I'm on volume 20 or so, right around there, but it's been a good manga so far. Dengeki Daisy, one of the few shoujo manga I have in my collection. It actually might be my only one. Personally, I don't think it's that great, but I kind of like it. But I'm sure there's better shoujo manga out there. Jack Frost, read that. Won't be buying any more. And Itsuwari Bido, a title that I kind of picked up on a whim. Actually, I got it for very cheap at a local bookshop and haven't read it yet. I got Dragon Ball volumes 13 to 16 and then Dragon Ball Z volumes 1 to 5. I have these down here because I already have the Viz Bigs over on another bookshelf, so these are just kind of down here because I have them as doubles. I have the first volume of Rosario Vampire that I haven't read yet. Dragon Eye, I read that expecting to maybe enjoy it, but unfortunately not really. Eden, a hard series to get a hold of, out of print like crazy. If I'm actually going to read the series, I'm either going to have to do it online or find a lot of the complete series because it's going to be impossible to get otherwise. I have Japan, which is done by Kentaro Miura, of course, the same mangaka as Berserk. Japan was a decent series, but it's only 1 volume long. And then Mail, volume 1. It's only a 3-volume series, so I need to buy the last 2, and then I'm going to read that. But, yeah, this is just my small bookshelf I kind of have here in the corner. I'm running out of space, but, yeah, I got 1.5, technically more bookshelves to go through, guys, so I'm going to cut here and jump to those. Alright, so over here, first we have my 2 of the big 3. We have Naruto and Bleach. This is double layered. I'll show you a little bit of it, though. They're really packed in here. Let's pull a few volumes out and show you guys. Now it's all going to come falling down, isn't it? Alright, as you can see back there, it's really packed up. It's hard to store both of these series considering they're so long, but I love both these series. They're really great. And then, of course, the big one, One Piece. Of course, we have volumes 1 all the way through 72. I made a video giving my thoughts and opinions on this series, so if you're at all interested to see what I think about One Piece and my reading experience, there should be a link somewhere. Definitely give it a watch if you're at all interested. But yeah, I have all that's released so far. At the bottom here, I have Shaman King, the complete series, 1 to 32. Great manga, kind of. I liked it a lot. Great battle manga, but the ending kind of sucked. I know there's an alternate ending, or an actual ending, rather. I need to read it online that I haven't had a chance to check out yet. But next we have Hikaru no Go, the complete series, 1 to 21, and then 22 and 23. Granted, the ending was abrupt, but as a series as a whole, it was phenomenal. But moving on over here in the corner, on the same shelf as my graphic novels, we have my Vizbigs. Of course, we have Vagabond, volumes 1 to 10, Dragon Ball 1 to 5, and Dragon Ball Z 1 to 9. All greatness, fantastic manga all the way around. Some of the best series and stories all told right here. And then we have these very incredible vertical manga series of Mobile Suit Gundam. I haven't bought any more because they're very expensive, but probably the best put together manga I've seen. And then we have Message to Adolf, the complete series, and then one volume of Doubt holding everything else up. But yeah, that's the shelf, guys. So I have one more tiny shelf with a little bit more manga on there, and that's gonna wrap up this video. Alright, so to finish it off, we have this tiny bookshelf here in the corner. This used to hold my anime and my video games, but I've since ran out of space. But as you can see, the main series right here we have is Berserk, volumes 1 to 15, 16 to 31, and 32 to 33. You don't need me to tell you this is one of the best manga of all time, but I do not differ from that opinion. Great story. Fullmetal Alchemist, volumes 1 to 27. I do have the box set for that, but I have taken them out for this video in particular. I've read this entire series. It's been one hell of a ride. Fantastic story. I'm sure most of you have read it by now, and at least for me, I still need to watch the anime, which I'm deeply looking forward to. Fairy Tail, volumes 1 to 6, not my cup of tea. A duplicate copy of Battle Royale, that's volume 1. The first 2 volumes of number 6 that I did not care for that much. The first 2 volumes of The Heroic Legend of Arslan, also done by the same creator as Fullmetal Alchemist. Pandora Hearts, need to pick up more of that. Monster, of course, the 2-in-1s are coming out now. Might buy a few more, so that way I have a chance to read the series, because I don't want to wait as long as it's going to take. But, yeah. And then also, to finish it off, down here we have Blood Blockade Battlefront. Haven't read it yet. Picked it up because it looked interesting, and I still plan on finishing that up soon, so hopefully I'll get to it. But, yeah, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoy. This took a long time to film. But anyways, guys, I'm Insidious Swede, and until next time, take care.